Okay, break time's up. I call it out order. Welcome to the upper final of Umeko Cup 2014. On gunner we have ICU A, on option we have PTU B. And on the GKU panel we have Ryota, Daichi, and me. And on the motion about banning negative campaigning in political election, I call the Prime Minister. Here.
Mr. Speaker, the negative campaign is very ridiculous. Why? Because negative campaign criticizes those candidates by those scandals or those races or the gender or so forth. We believe it is not directly influencing the society. What we think is the most influential thing in the political election is the manifest, and we believe that kind of discourse when choosing a candidate must be based on purely the manifest. Mr. Speaker, that is why we stand in the proposition side. So today I have mainly 3 points to talk about. The first, how the political election should be and how situation under the status quo is going against this principle. And second, what kind of people are being affected by those negative campaigns and why is it so bad? And thirdly, after taking this proposal, how the critical thinking of those people can successfully make. So before moving on, the simple model. So what we mean by negative campaign is, as I have told you, that the criticism to the candidates that based on the scandals or the race or the religion or those gender, Mr. Speaker, and we believe that negative campaign can be made by many actors, like between the candidates or the media criticizing the candidates, and we all ban these kind of all forms of negative campaign. And we are going to punish all the actors when doing the negative campaign. If the candidates do a negative campaign, we are very happy to eliminate those people from the election. And what if the media, the company does that kind of things, that we are very happy to punish those kind of companies by requiring the payments or so forth. And that is all for the model. So let me move on to my first point, of how the political election should be in the first place and how situation under the status quo is going against this principle. So Mr. Speaker, we believe that political election must be made on the political election must be based on purely the manifest. So when electing a candidate, the discourse should occur purely based on the candidate's manifest, Mr. Speaker. Why is that so? It's because the manifest is the only factor that will directly influence the society. For example, Mr. Speaker, when the candidates are introducing the manifest that imposing consumption tax, it will clearly influence the individuals. Like whenever you buy things, you have to pay the consumption tax, right? So in that kind of occasion, those kind of manifests is the only factor that will directly influence your daily life, that will directly influence the society, Mr. Speaker. So we believe that the manifests are the only factor that will influence the society. Therefore, we believe that manifest must be the only factor that can start the discourse. However, Mr. Speaker, let's look at the negative campaign. How do they criticize those candidates? Like, for example, the scandals, right? When the candidates had cheated or the candidates had a love affair, like the media sensationally report whether how those candidates went on love affair, or which hotel they used, or which restaurant they went to, or so forth, Mr. Speaker. And we believe in that kind of occasion that those scandals do not directly influence the society, Mr. Speaker. So we believe that we believe that discussing over this kind of not influential things is very ridiculous. So we believe that manifests are the only factor that will directly influence the public. So we believe that manifests must be the criteria to criticize the candidates or not. And second of all, Mr. Speaker, what kind of people are being affected by those negative campaigns and why is it so bad? No, Mr. Speaker, what target in today's debate is the people who are not so interested in the politics. Why? Because there are like three types of people in this society. The first is the very conservative people, and second, liberal people, and third, the people in the middle zone, right? So we believe those two extremes, like the conservative and the liberals, is not a target in today's debate, because regardless of the existence of the negative campaign, those people will not change their decision, right? So we believe what we are debating over is the people who are in the gray zone or the middle zone, Mr. Speaker, and how those people will get affected by those negative campaign. So, Mr. Speaker, I would like to consider. I would like to explain by introducing two aspects. First is that the incentives of the media, and second, how those people cannot critically judge, right? So the first is the incentives of the media, Mr. Speaker. We believe the media sensationally reports those kind of negative campaign. Why? Because they know that the public likes scandals, like public likes gossips, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, they have the high incentives to report those kind of gossips or the scandals, right? So we believe in that kind of occasion, the media continuously report those kind of scandals. And second aspect, that why those people cannot critically judge, there are two reasons. The first is that in the first place, as I have told you, they are not interested in politics. So when they see those kind of information coming from the media, they will rather jump into those kind of information rather than those manifests. Why? Because they are not so interested in politics. And especially in the politics, there are many jargons which are very difficult to understand for those people, right? So we believe in that kind of occasion, those people are easily going to jumping into those information like the scandals or so forth. And the second reason that they're in the limited amount of time, they would just jump into those kind of information because those people work or those people go to the school or so forth, Mr. Speaker, in that kind of limited amount of time. When the media continuously and repeatedly report those kind of things, they would just look at the information and they would think that it is information that I can choose, right? So we believe it is so bad. Why? Because as I have told you, that the manifests are the only factor that will influence the society, Mr. Speaker. So we believe that in that kind of occasion, those people cannot critically judge. So we believe it is so bad. Therefore, we propose.
Esteemed panelists, I call the leader's option to open the option case. Here.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In today's debate, we strongly believe we should for improving the many social problems and achieving democracy. We strongly oppose this motion. Before moving on to my argument, let me repeat back to the government side. I have two refutation points. First is that they say that manifest is only way to select the candidate, but it's not true. Why? If the manifest is only way, why Obama was elected by all people? Obama is black people, so many black people sympathize with Obama by their race. So Obama's case is not manifest is only way. other many cases of manifest is not only way we will explain after. And the second distinction point is that they say that after taking this plan, the people are not interested in politics, so people are likely to jumping up to the gossip only. But it's not true. Under the school, many people are not interested in politics itself. So after taking this plan, how change? They didn't explain. So under the school not interested in, so after taking this plan, their situation is not changed. Yes, and third distinction point is that they say that gossip is bad, but why bad? Gossip is so important information for election. If the candidates broadcast doubt or criticizing only race, so the candidates must not be elected. Why that? This candidate is criticized from all over the world. They are racism or also, so they must not doubt. They must not give doubt, and they must not criticize only race or sex. So information is enough, and the school is enough situation. Let's move on to my argument. I have two arguments. First argument is that under the school, under the school, democracy cannot. Under the school, democracy can be achieved, and many problem is solved. But after taking this plan, democracy is not being achieved, and many problem, especially racial or sexual problem and discrimination, is not solved. Let's move on to my first argument. First argument is that under the school's situation is enough. Why that? Firstly, what is negative campaign and information and the negative campaign is what is that? For example, the love affair. So this love affair is only exists in negative campaign. Why is that? Not during election, the magazine editor not have in during the election, the enemy of the candidate have a strongly incentive to detect their failure. For example, a love affair or the personal gossip, or also. So, for example, the candidates worked for some companies. In some companies, they are sexual harassment, or they give power harassment, or in the personal case, the female the candidates obstacle the females promotion, or the past remark the female is inorganic goods only also. So this discriminated remark is exposed in only during election. So the swing people and swing voters see in the TV or magazine or election remark. So in during election, they pay attention too much. Too more much than the non-during election, so they are sensitive to this information. This is because they are voters, so they want to get information, more information from the media. So how they act. They do not vote this doubtful person. This is because the in private, the character is so connected to politics and policy. So they do not vote this doubtful person. As a result, their idea is completely reflect the democracy and diet. Its point is so good. And second point is that rarely enabled person is elected. Only enabled person is elected. So the society's problem are likely to be solved, and situation is so important. Yes, please.
In this society, like those sexism and racism is highly discouraged. Do you think, let's suppose that candidate is a sexism, do you think that those sexism politicians will actually make those manifests that is based on the sexism?
Yes. In many cases, only their personal character is connected to politics, but in many cases, their personal character is reflected to their manifest or politics attitude. And second argument is that after taking this from, how is it changed? Firstly, the voters cannot get enough information, and this information too decreasing, and magazine editors don't have incentive to detect so actively. This is because the magazine editor or director has no incentive, and their wish is increasing the number of magazines, so they are not actively detect their failure and real failure. And secondly, the voter cannot know the real character or real attitude to the politics. This is because past act is not exposed and real place is not exposed. And as a result, the voter should not. Voter have to elect by only manifest. So as a result, the not enabled person is elected after setting this from. As a result, democracy is not achieved and many problems are not solved. For this reason, we strongly oppose this motion. Thank you.
I stand to lead adoption. I was a member of government, the first of government case. Here.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just because a politician had a love affair doesn't mean that the politician does not have any skill to do politics. We think there is no direct link between it, so that is why we are very happy to propose this motion. I want to talk about two things. Firstly, I want to talk about how in the status quo, because of negative campaign, it is damaging, and how it is damaging the citizens, and secondly, I want to talk about how after plan the citizen can choose more critically, and it will be much better for the citizen's life. But before that, I would like to refute to the leader of the opposition. She said that she refuted firstly that Obama was chosen half chosen because he was black, and that's negative campaign is actually she said on her constructive speech that because those love affairs and those things directly and racism could connect to the politics, it should not be done. But first of all, we don't think that the politician also wants to get voted in the next election. So we don't think that the politician would pass those kind of those racism policies and manifest in the first place. So even if that maybe in the private sphere, the politician may be racism or politician might not be that nice to women or so on, but that doesn't mean that it will affect the politics. The politician knows that the whole society cares about those kind of things, so he would not do it those kind of things in politics. And even if they do those kind of things in the politics, it's gonna be on the manifest. So we think that they are actually in our pattern, we can look at the manifest and judge whether the politics is racism or not, if that what they're saying is actually true. So we can achieve
in our paradigm, we can achieve more fairness. So like what they say doesn't stand. Now I would like to move on to my point. Firstly, how negative campaign is bad for the citizens' life. Because like negative campaign, because like maybe like because of like the media criticize that person because of the love affair and so on. But even if that like the politician maybe had good like policies and good manifest, like the citizens just because like maybe like the maybe on like Facebook like everyone's criticizing, and so maybe if the citizens thinks that politician is good, they have like citizens like wants to feel like because everyone criticized and so on, they just like choose another person so they did not actively choose that politician. They just choose it because they had no other choice. So maybe that politician is much had that much lesser policies, but because the citizens choose that politician, maybe for like the 4 years that politician will be at work and so on. And during that like 4 years, maybe the politician can influence like a lot of things, and maybe like the politician makes a lot of important decisions on like economy and like international relations and so on. And if that politician that doesn't have enough skill and knowledge, it might like make like the relations of like another country much more bad. And because of that, maybe because the relation become bad, maybe they couldn't get like military like cooperation and so on, and maybe there like another country like China will become a threat and so on. Like in like for example like in Japan, because Hatoyama was because he was sent in Japan, like the relations become bad, but China became a threat to Japan, and like those kind of like, and also like in economics, maybe because like a politician wasn't that skilled in economy, maybe like the employment rates went down, and like the salary of every people went down, and we think that it will badly affect the citizens' life if like those kind of things happen. But like, and secondly, I want to talk about how after then it will be better. Because there will be no negative campaign, it will the media will purely show only like the manifest and the policies. And like we don't think that like just because like they said that those citizens who aren't that interested in like politics will even watch those news, but we don't think so. Like we think that those citizens also have a routine to like maybe like watch like the news every morning and so on, and we don't think they would just stop it. And we think that they're like devoting an amount of time to like media and like internet and so on, and so on. So we think that they would still like watch those media and like internet and so on. And because like we have much more concrete and relevant information about like the politics, the citizens can have more incentive to like critically think, and because they have the right information and the information that is necessary, the citizen can compare the politicians much more critically, just at like the skills or and the citizen can actively choose which politician is better for like better for the citizens. So if they choose a good citizens, maybe like the relationship of other countries will be better. So like maybe there might be like a fear of war, but like those things might be if the relation becomes better, there will be less fear of war, or maybe because they pick the good politician, like the economy may be better, and there will be more people who get employed, and we think that in our country we can achieve much more happiness to citizens, so we propose.
I thank the member of government. Now for the members option to further the option case. Here.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Firstly, in the political election, there are two big important points. The first is that a subjective factor, for example, whether this candidate is trustful or untrustful. And secondly, the objective factor, for example, the manifesto and so on. And our side is believe that the subjective factor and untrustful or trustful is very important things, but the government side don't engage in about these things, and our side is can also to some extent save the objective factor. So we believe this we oppose this motion. Before moving on to my argument, let me refer back to the government side. I have one dictation, and other dictation is all integrated with speech. And they say that after taking this plan, many people knew more carefully watch news, but it is not true because firstly, also in the news case, it is difficult to know about the detail of the policy, and secondly, they say that in the status quo many people like to know about gossip, and this is incentive for them to watch TV in the status quo. But after taking this plan, this incentive will disappear, and they don't after taking this plan. What they don't watch TV, and even if they see this information in TV and so on, this case is that this program in the TV is very related to the interest of the for these people. For example, the women problem, and women is very interested in women problem, and in this case they watch TV. But in this case, a subjective factor, for example, trustful or untrustful, is more important things for these people, and this analysis is more good thing for our side. Let me move on our argument. I have two arguments in my speech. Firstly, and after taking this plan, how bad situation will happen in the practical harm and the philosophical term. And secondly, we say that after taking this plan, how the policy is not reflected and not changed compared to the status quo. Thirdly, we explain our side's untrustful or trustful is more better than the objective factor the government side said. Let me move on our argument. Firstly, how bad situation will happen after taking this plan? For example, I have one case, one clear case. One candidate is in the past the top of the company, and this person does not choose the women for the top committee of the company, or the do the bad thing and do the bad treatment for the women in the company as a president. In this case, after taking this plan, this scandal does not can't know by the citizens. So this person will elected in the elected. So in this case, that women, even if these candidates say that we will do the good street for the women in the political party and do the quota system. For example, in the after taking this plan, it is very doubtful things, and we believe that these candidates will also after they elected the politician, they don't do good things for the women. And oh no, thank you. And it is very good, bad things for the women, and so on. And secondly, it is very bad things for the philosophical level. Why is that? Because for example, a woman is elect these people by the policy that means they treat good, better for the women and so on. But in this case, these candidates don't protect and say these manifest and premise after taking this plan. So the people's opinion is not reflected after taking this plan. So it is very bad thing for the democracy itself, because democracy means that the people's opinion will collectively reflected. So it is not a good thing. And secondly, we explain how after taking this plan it will not, there are no change. Firstly, many people also not interested in policy, and it is too difficult. And they say that also in the state school, people have no time and limited amount of time.